Hello everybody and welcome to race number 2 of the NRX MEIJER Cup as we continue the Michigan campaign here at the Berlin Raceway in Marne, Michigan. This 7/16 mile of a racetrack is what many people consider to be one of the most difficult local short tracks in the entire United States. But tonight, 36 of the greatest drivers in the country are going to compete head-to-head, kinda, in tonight's event. But first, we gotta get through. This is a heat race, so we gotta get through the Sapphire and Emerald heat races. So let's go ahead and get started with the starting lineup for the Sapphire heat race. On the pole is the number 44 Pepsi machine of Anakin Skywalker after finishing second last week. At Michigan, he starts on the pole, hoping to work his way into the final event. Then starting on the outside in row number 1, a driver that definitely needs that boost to make it into the final event to get some well-needed points. Patrick Miller, who is currently last in points after finishing last weekend at Michigan. He dominated a big chunk of the middle half, only to have a vibration issue, end up having to go into the pits to fix it, and never recovered. Then in row number 2, we got the number 8 of Luke Breitscoff in the Auto Value car, and Tate Hughes in the number 78. Row 3, we got Christian Vargas in the number 10, and Christopher Chicoy in the number 12. We got Nathan Stapleton, the 55, and Lyle Toledo in the 31. Bryce Egan, who led a race-high 17 laps at Michigan, will start in the inside of row 5, I believe. I didn't know what row we were on, and the last one looks like row 5. And then rounding out the top 10 is David Dawn in number 5. Then we got Ian Perez in number 77, and the Michigan winner and current points leader, Christopher Gomez, in the number 15. He is starting a little bit farther back in tonight's race, but hopefully he can work his way up into that top 5 and maintain that position, especially since Anakin, who is currently second in points right now, is currently on the front, so he might have a better chance of making that big event, but never say never. All right, moving on, we got Ethan Boyd in the 88, Joshua Harrison in the number 3, Roberto Crown Jr. in number 1, Avery Alford, who is familiar with starting in the back but managing to claw their way up to the front, manages to finish in the top 5 after starting dead last at Michigan. And rounding out the field is going to be BB Ruiz in the 39 and Logan Kuehl in the 69. All right, so there were, in fact, some things I forgot to mention in the heat portions of the NRX's Grand Reveal video, so I guess I'll mention it here since tonight is our first heat race. First things first, the winner of the heat races will get an additional 50 bonus points. So basically that will mean that every position counts in the heat race. And then also, speaking of that, is where you finish in the heat race will also determine where you start in the final event. So if you finish first, you will begin on the front row. Second, you will begin on the second row. Third row, and so on. And depending on what lane you start in, whether it be the inside or the outside lane, will be dependent on how your fastest lap was. So, for example, if Anakin Skywalker makes the event starting in second, for example, but the driver who finishes second in the Emerald race has a faster lap, they will start in the inside lane, and Anakin will start on the outside lane. So, yep. Hopefully I explained it enough, but if not, you'll get it when we get there, all right? So, anyways, drivers, start your engines! As the cars roll off here, Anakin Skywalker, second in points right now. This could be a big race if he manages to make the event and Gomez doesn't. But, yep, we never know. He's currently on a hot streak. Can he keep that hot streak going? Alongside him, the 19 really needs those points to make it through the points field right now. So, after a rough start at Michigan last week, he's hoping that this week around it'll be something different. But it's all about to find out right now. 50 laps, 18 drivers, top 5 advances. Boys, have at it. And here we go. Green flag is out and away we go here at the Berlin International Raceway. And already the 44 slides up the track and Luke Breitscoff is now looking on the inside for the lead. Keep in mind, all these points matter. So, yep. Number 8 is, even number 8 car is actually pretty low in the points field right now. So this win, and being able to get those 50 bonus points could be a major factor for him bumping up significantly in the points right now. Especially since everyone that's not going to be finishing in the top 5 is not going to be getting any points whatsoever. So number 8 now leads them around. Anakin Skywalker trying to see if he can look back on the inside. He's there. He is there. But trying to look on that inside lane here. Then we got Stapleton making it up to 3rd. And then we got battle for 4th with Vargas and Egan. As the 19 is just dropping like a rock through the field right now. Up, and Anakin Skywalker just, he's trying his absolute best to get back up to the top, or trying to get underneath the 8 car, but every time he has a window, it just doesn't work properly. Yep, just can't really get there. He's trying to look at the inside for first, but just can't really get there. And yep, Christopher Vargas, Christian Vargas is falling out of the position as Bryce Egan, and it looks like now Ian Perez is now looking in the top 5 now. As Bryce Egan is now in the cutoff line. 44 continues to try to battle his way back up to the front. Wild bonsai move to begin the race. But yep, the number 8 car continues to lead them around. I think he's actually starting to pull away from the 44 now. So 44 just couldn't get there. But he's still going to try to battle his way back up to the front. We got a battle for 4th right now. Ethan Boyd and Ian Perez battle for 4th. Boyd's going to take it away, and it looks like Bryce Egan's trying to sneak his way into the 5th position. Man, Patrick Miller just falling back after starting on the front row. All the way back to 13th. Hopefully he can get on that inside lane to try to make some positions. And then underneath him is going to be Christopher Gomez, currently in 13th now. A little bit farther back in traffic, but see if he can try to keep that points going. Yep, as number 8 is pulled away for the lead. Everyone's sort of getting spread out right now here, but yep, Ethan Boyd and Bryce Egan are the other 2 drivers that are currently in the top 5, along with Stapleton, Skywalker, and Breitkopf. Number 8 car really needs some positions right now. Really needs some points right now for how far back he is on the leaderboard. And with those 50 bonus points, like I mentioned already, that's going to be really crucial to help him get up the points. So, yep, currently leads him around. Sort of continuing to increase that lead ever so slightly. Yep, as the 88 of Boyd and the 25 of Egan are pulling away for the top 5. Right now, BB Ruiz is on the outside looking in, underneath the cutoff line. And then we got Perez. Cool, who's now looking on the inside for the 8th position, or 7th position. Yep, and look at the 19 all the way to the back, but he managed to get on the inside line. So maybe now he can actually try to make some moves. We're almost halfway done with this first heat. It is all single file through the top 5. And, oh, maybe we might have a little bit of a battle, side-by-side battle, almost, as Bryce Egan trying to see if he can get that inside lane going. Which right now, that is not what the points leader right now, Christopher Gomez, wants to see. Two drivers that are really up high in the points right now is currently in the top 5, and Gomez is outside the top 5. So this might harm his points lead. As currently Ruiz has broken away from the other two drivers that are currently battling for 7th right now, which is Kuhl and Perez. But it is still Breitkopf. We are now past the halfway point in this first heat. This time by is going to be 20 laps to go. Yep, but everyone out here in the top 5 right now, the Breitkopf is just making it look easy tonight. He took that lead on the first lap and just never looked back. Unbelievable. For the rest of the field, looks like it's just going to be mostly single file racing right now, but that's pretty much your average, going to be your average local short track race. So see here, Harrison's currently battling for the 9th position, it looks like, or no, it's 10th position with Hughes. We go a little bit farther back. Yeah, we got a little bit of side-by-side battle. Miller has, whoa, way up the track goes the number 12 of Chicoy, and Lyle Toledo goes way up the track. Here we go, 15 laps to go. Breitkopf continues to lead by nearly 3/4 of a second. Ankin Skywalker 2nd, Stapleton 3rd, Boyd 4th, and Egan is in 5th, with BB Ruiz looking on the outside in 6th. I don't know if the 39 is actually starting to gain on the 25 or losing on the 25. 13.222 was Ruiz's last lap. Egan's was 13.205. Whoa, up the track, Lyle Toledo was on his side in turn number 1. Chicoy also at the pits. They get together once again, but no caution. As they were up on the top of the track, I'm guessing. Man, sucks. They were hopefully trying to make their way in, but their nights are pretty much sealed. As Breitkopf continues to lead with 10 laps to go. The number 8 Auto Value Machine is only 9 laps away from winning the Sapphire race and getting some crucial bonus points. Looks like Toledo and Chicoy are back out on the track right now, but they are several laps down, I believe. Yep, 4 laps down, so their nights are pretty much done. But at the very least, get a little bit of racing still left down the track. Maybe see if they can just get some laps in, I guess. But they at the very least want to finish the race. But my question is now, with 5 laps to go, is the number 8 going to catch up with the 31 and the 12 and potentially have a little bit of lap traffic to deal with? Will that actually help the 44 catch up with only 4 laps to go? Yeah, but it looks like, the 31 and the 12 are maintaining speed, so it doesn't look like the 8's going to have any issues unless there is another caution. Oh, one car upside down! That's Roberto Crown Jr., the one! His night's done late, but no caution! I don't know why there's no cautions. But yep, here we go. White flag this time by for Brychkoff in the number 8. He took that lead in the first lap with a bonsai move, and when he never looked back. Out of turn number 4, Luke Brychkoff in the number 8 auto value car wins the Berlin Sapphire Heat Race. And along with him, Anakin Skywalker, Nathan Stapleton, Ethan Boyd, and Bryce Egan will make the final event. Great job on the number 8 team. And an unbelievable finish. So before we go on to the Emerald race, I want to kind of see what brought out those other 2 wrecks. What happened? Because those were some 2 big crashes. So first things first, this was the first thing I caught earlier on lap 35. So basically, Lyle Toledo, I guess, tried to do a bump and run on the number 12 car, getting the 12 up the track, and it sort of didn't really work too well, but I guess that the number 12 of Shikoi did not like that, as a couple of laps later, he does the exact same thing. Only this time, actually putting the 31 the wall. And look at that, the 31 just rides the wall. Unbelievable. And then you have Christopher Shikoi also riding on the side as well. So basically, he tried to take out the 31, but didn't work too well, which is basically not doing good with rule number 1. Don't try to wreck other people if you end up wrecking yourself out. So, man, both the 31 and the 12 parked symmetrically, parked parallel to each other on the side on the turn 2 wall at Berlin Raceway. Pretty funny. Now, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the other big wreck that we saw with Roberto Crown Jr. I don't know why I'm changing cameras, but Roberto Crown Jr. in the 1. This was about 10 laps later. 46. Here we go. So, oh wow, Patrick Miller in number 19. Oh my gosh, look at the air on that thing. He is riding the catch fence and gets clipped on the catch fence. I still don't know how that did not bring out the caution, because he is upside down, stopped on the track. But I'm guessing since they're not on the banking, it doesn't count, which is honestly kind of ridiculous, but still. It all ends with Luke Brychkoff in the number 8 winning the final, or not really the final race, but yep, winning the Sapphire Heat race, and he will start on the front row, either on the inside or the outside, depending on the Emerald Division winner and how well his first lap was, or fastest lap, whatever. I can't talk anymore. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Emerald Heat race. And here we are for the second heat of tonight's race at Berlin Raceway, as we now move on to the Emerald Heat to see the other 5 drivers who are going to be advancing onto the final event tonight for the NRX's Berlin race. Starting on the pole is going to be the number 99 of Derek McDougal in the Target Machine. Then we got John Hernandez in the number 91 car. Blake Jefferson starting in row number 2, along with Jake Andrews, who started on the outside of row number 1 last week at Michigan. Then we got Raid Brosene in the number 26. Jonas Scruton, who started on the pole last weekend at Michigan. Then we got Joey Maddox in number 2. Jordan Vance in the 4. Then we got Miguel Terra in the 14. Alex Byron in the number 17. Noah Kars in the number 92. Dalton Fletcher in the 33. Maxwell Fye in the 41. Leon Shifter in the 62. And then Noah Busick, Eli Kars, T.R. Sane, and Olivia Hammond rounding out tonight's field for the second heat tonight. Same rules as the first race. 50 laps, top 5 advances. Whoever wins is going to be starting on the front row and receiving 50 bonus points. And then, depending on where you start on the inside lane or the outside lane, is depending on your fastest lap. So not necessarily as many notable figures from last weekend's race in this race here, aside from the 43 and the 45 starting on the front row last weekend. But yep, same song, different dance here as we got ourselves another round as the Emerald Heat race is about to begin. Green flag is out, and here we are for the Emerald race. And already Blake Jefferson, the 9, looking way on the inside. Wade Brosselli waits out on the apron. Unbelievable. As the 9 already side by side as the 91 falls back. But wow, they're already racing aggressively here. Blake Jefferson rockets to the front of the field. Number 9, Remax Machine. Really is starting to fly above the crowd here. As that inside lane is just packing right now. Wade Brosselli and Jody Maddox charging to the front of the field. As the 91 and the 99 are being left in the dust. As Brosselli looks on the inside for second, trying to see if he can get that lead going. But it's still Blake Jefferson leading them around. Oh, Derek McDougall trying to look on the inside again as Maddox falls up the field, sort of slips up to the top. That's leaving enough room for the 14 to look on the inside. But he's going to see if he can sort of do a crisscross move, or he can hopefully wait for that 14 to get past him. He's still capable. He is still in that top 5. As long as he can shut the door before Maxwell 5 closes it in. Oh, he nearly came down a little too early right there. But still. Yep, right there. That's a really crucial position. That's caution's out. Look, a little bit of skid marks going around. Someone spun out. You got 3 cars slowing down here, but it looks like it might be those 3. Alex Byron, Eli Cars, and Dalton Fletcher spinning out, I'm guessing. But that's going to bring up the first caution after a wild beginning to this race here. As right now, Blake Jefferson, Wade Brosselli, Derek McDougall, Miguel Terra, and Joey Maddox are currently the top 5 drivers right now. But wow. It looks like there was a major spin out in turn number 1, but everyone managed to drive away and stays on the lead lap. So let's go and see what happened on, I believe, lap number 8. So we managed this to last a little bit longer this time around, but still, let's see what happened on lap number 8. So yep, here's the instant replay here, as it does look like it was involving the 17, 33, and 70 car. Yeah, it looks like the 70 car just did not get enough grip at all. It just went straight. So something happened. Oh, actually, right there. I can see it right there. Yep, the 33 is hitting the backside of the 70. They make contact, and the 17 was just wrong place, wrong time. Number 70 going for a wild spin out. As the 33 goes up the track. Fortunately manages to keep it off the wall. 70 not so lucky, as all 3 of them managed to spin out. Dalton, of course, have been having a rough couple weeks after having that crash at the Michigan race. Still manages to fin the race, but ultimately finishing a little bit farther back with a really damaged car. And this weekend, he is not off to a good start again, along with the 70 and 17. As we're about ready to get back underway for the restart for the Emerald Heat race. As the race is about ready to get back underway here once again, Blake Jefferson continues to lead the heat race along with Ray Brosselli in second, Derek McDougall in third, Miguel Terra in fourth, and Joey Maddox is currently on the cut line in fifth. On the outside looking in, we got Maxwell Fine in the 41, Jean Hernandez, Noah Busick, Noah Cars, and TR Sane rounding out the top 10. As everyone is still on the track right now, as all 3 drivers that were involved in that caution are still on the track. Let's go ahead, and here we go. Green flag's back out once again. As the 9 to 26 just charge up to the front. No remorse. And here comes the 26. Almost looked like he was going to try to make it a run on the inside. But yep, the 26 is still fighting for that position. And looking for 5th, Maxwell Fine, the inside of Joey Maddox for that last spot. Yeah, what Maddox has to do, he has to dive down low quickly. He can't let Busick get past him. And then he might have a chance to do that same crisscross moving on the 41. But the 41's pulling away. He's got to do it quick. But yep, Maxwell Fye is now on that last cutoff as we got some lap traffic in the form of Leon Shifter in the 62. As we got a 3 wide for third. Maybe if Maddox can get underneath on that inside lane, maybe he can take advantage of some of the drivers that are up high on the track. But right now, it continues to be... Yep, Maxwell Fye still on that position. Actually manages to bump his way up to third, but it is still the same top 5 here. Maddox trying to look on the inside. Yep, there he is, looking on the inside for 5th. Joey Maddox underneath the 14 to Terra. But meanwhile, Blake Jefferson has rocketed up to the front already on lap number 20. We're sending into 26, manages to get past Shifter, who is currently a lap down. As McDougall, Fye, and Maddox continues to round it out. Now the 14 looking in. So he is currently outside the cutoff line right now. Hernandez, Busick, cars almost look like they were trying to run on the inside there. But just can't get it done real quick, but... Yep, Fletcher's looks like he's starting to lose the pace as well. And Scruton way off the pace. Something happened to the 45 car, but... Yep, Blake Jefferson continues to lead him around. As we near the halfway point of the race, Blake Jefferson continues to lead him around. Rosene still in second, the 62's trying to see if he can try to get their lap back, but the 26 just, at this point, I'm not really sure if it's even worth it to try to risk it that way. Meanwhile, Joey Maddox actually made his way all the way up to third. And the fourth, we got Miguel Terra and Noah Busick now in 5th. What happened to the drivers behind them? Maxwell Fye with rear end damage. And Derek McDougall in the pits. Something happened with those two. There must have been a crash with them. What a game changer. Maybe if there's another caution, we'll see what brought it out. But man, unbelievable right there. Yeah, 2 of the biggest drivers that were on the outside looking, or not in the, still on the inside. Yeah, roof damage on the 99s. There must have been some sort of crash that just didn't bring out the caution. That's definitely going to open the door for a couple other drivers right now. Maddox, Terra, and Busick. But it looks like Jean Hernandez in the 91, who's actually teammates with the leader Jefferson, who's also now battling for that last position, getting past Busick. 99 getting tire shade, so he is going to be back on track. And Noah Carr's right behind him in the 92. Also trying to see if he can get that final position. But still, it is Blake Jefferson who leads him around. Now on to lap 34, Blake Jefferson, I think, continues to add more of a lead. Yep, 0.85 seconds behind is number 26. As the 91 is currently on the cutoff line right now. Busick trying to work his way back into the top 5. Here, Blake Jefferson is just making it look easy right now in the Emerald Heat race. As he's got 15 laps to go. 14 laps now, but still. Oh, there was another spin. We got some smoke. Does it bring out the caution? No, it does not. Or I don't know if that was a caution or just the light here. It must have just, I think it was just the light because it's still there. So, yep, no caution. Yep, as Derek McDougall was almost at the risk of getting lapped again. I mean, he's already 5 laps down. So we are approaching 10 laps to go. Blake Jefferson is hoping to look on the hopefully will start on the pole for tonight's final event. But he is working hard to get there. 10 laps to go. Yep, Rosene has pretty much sealed his ticket into the final event. Same with Maddox and Tara. John Hernandez is got a little bit of a cushion right there, but he's not really out of the field, not really out of there just yet. About to say out of the park. That's what I was trying to look for. But yep, Busick is still trying to gain that position here. But right now, it is still the number 9 of Jefferson right now. There's a little bit of dust on the front stretch. I don't know if something happened, but yep, approaching 5 laps to go. Blake Jefferson continues to lead with nearly a second lead ahead of the number 26. Actually managed to shave off a little bit of the lead on that last lap, but still, 3 laps to go. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him in time. But, yep, that wild bonsai move on the first lap for Blake Jefferson, he managed to take it, and he managed to run it all the way to the bank. 2 laps to go. Here we are. The white flag is out for the number 9 car. 26.91 seconds behind. But it doesn't look like everything's all done here. And it turns number 4. The number 9 really was above the crowd tonight as he wins the Emerald Heat Race. Way to go to the number 9 car. And along with him, Wade Broseni in the 26, Joey Maddox, Miguel Terra, and John Hernandez will be the 5 drivers advancing from the Emerald Heat Race into the final race. And that's going to be that. We got our top 10 drivers who will be starting in tonight's main events. And we will be right back to begin the main event to see who's going to be declared tonight's grand winner and the winner of the Berlin points for the NRX race number 2. Alright, so before we move on to the final event, we actually got a couple replays I want to quick show you guys as from the Emerald race, as there was honestly some wild crashes we kind of missed here because the caution did not come out. First things first involves Jonah Scruton here as he comes into turn number 1. Noah Cars comes into that turn a little too hot, brings the 45 up the track, smacks the wall, ramps off the banking, and then just completely rides the wall. Absolutely insane here. That's kind of why the 45 car was off the pace. But I'm guessing since they crashed up at the top lane, the caution did not come out, which is honestly kind of baffling. So that's why the 45 car kind of fell off the pace on that first crash there. But then one other thing I almost forgot about was, what about McDougall and Phi? What led to their crash? So I think this crash happened, I'm guessing, right around here. This is a genuine reaction. So, oh, here we go. It was on this lap, I'm guessing. Yep, right there. The 99 gets into the back of the 41, and both of them go way up the track. Almost really reminiscent of, oh my gosh, look at that air the 99 got. Similar to what Logano and Kenseth had at Martinsville in 2015. Just came on the car, but look at the air that the 99 got up and over. It's unbelievable they managed to get that car going again. But I'm guessing that's why he did not end up, and he ends up on his side. Fortunately, McDougall was okay. He managed to get the car going again. And all the fans that were in the grandstands are unharmed. So, great job for the safety crew here, and great job for making sure everyone's okay and everyone's safe, because that was a wild flip that the 99 car had. And that is that for the heat races that went on way longer than I wish it would have. I swear, that was the 10% mode. So yeah, that was the absolute shortest I could have made it. And after editing, this is post-editing me, and man, that was painful to edit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the results from the heat races. Starting off with the Sapphire heat race, Luke Breichkoff scoring the victory along with Anakin Skywalker, Nathan Stapleton, Ethan Boyd, and Bryce Egan making it into the final event. And as you may notice, some of the times are in yellow. That means they're going to be starting on the inside row for the final event. But of course, there were 13 drivers that failed to make the final event, with the biggest one being Christopher Gomez, the points leader, finishing 9th. And then another unfortunate failed to make the event was Patrick Miller, finishing 15th. After starting on the outside of row 1, he will unfortunately be staying in last place in the points. Moving on to the Emerald side of things, we got a lot more faster laps this time around. Blake Jefferson, Wade Brosene, and Joey Maddox will be starting on the inside, along with Miguel Terra and John Hernandez. And then we got some other big names that failed to make this event. Maxwell Fye and Derek McDougall, after being major contenders for the first half of the event, finishing outside the top 5. For 26 teams, they're going to be packing their stuff up and heading off to the next race in Detroit. But for 10 drivers, they'll keep on racing for the money shot. This time for 75 laps to determine the winner at Berlin Raceway. Let's head down to the track. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, to the main event. A 10-car, 75-lap main event at Berlin Raceway to determine the winner of tonight's event and who will get the Berlin points. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup. On the pole for tonight's race is Blake Jefferson, who won the Emerald Division race and had the fastest lap out of the front row. And then starting on the outside of row number 1 is Luke Breichkoff, who won the Sapphire heat race and having the, slower lap than Jefferson, whatever. Then we got in row number 2, we got Brosene and Anakin Skywalker. And then row 3, we got Joey Maddox and Nathan Stapleton, Ethan Boyd and Miguel Terra. And rounding out tonight's main event, Bryce Egan and John Hernandez. So, yep, this is right here. This one right here is for all the marbles. Drivers, start your engines. And as they roll off here, this is going to be such a big night for some big drivers here tonight. Some drivers to keep an eye out for, in particular, is going to be Anakin Skywalker in the number 44. Like I mentioned, finished second last week, as well as Bryce Egan for having the most laps led last week. So, yeah, don't count them out, but right now, it's going to be 75 laps to determine who's going to be winning tonight's event. So here we go. This one's going to be the one where you're going to be seeing some points. As the pace car rolls in, it's going to be a 10-car, 75-lap dash. Green flag is out, and here we go for the final main event. It's already Blake Jefferson with the faster car. Charges up to the front. But tailgate not too high. He slips up the track. That's going to let Wade Brosene to take the lead. As they head through turns 3 and 4, they're side by side now for the lead. Jefferson stuck up there. If he could get down before Maddox goes on to close the door. Almost looked like he could have gotten there, and it looks like Maddox slips up the track as well. That's going to leave the 9 to get a little bit of room to get back down the inside lane, and he does. But Ethan Boyd's looking on the inside now as well. behind him, Bryce Egan, who started in the back, is working his way up through the field in the top 5 now. But Brosene has a big lead ahead of Jefferson in the 88 of Boyd. Egan still trying to look on the inside for the 3rd position. But Brosene managed to make a great move early on, and he's now leading them around. But the question is, will he be able to hold on to that lead for the whole event? As many of the other big drivers like Anakin Skywalker and more particularly Luke Breiskopf, who started on the front row, has fallen back significantly because he's been stuck on that high line as he continues to lose the pace. But as soon as he managed to get Skywalker past him, he can get in that inside lane and start making some moves. But Brosene continues to lead them around. Yeah, because it looks like he's starting to gaining a little bit of a lead now. As well over half a second of a lead ahead of Blake Jefferson. Up, and we got a little bit still looking on the inside for 3rd is Bryce Egan in the 25. Led an insane amount of laps last weekend, but then fell back late in the race and finished at 6th. But this week that might be different. He might be able to get a little bit more points this time around, as he's now on the inside of Ethan Boyd. And he makes the pass. As Brosene continues to lead them around. He's got a big lead now, 0.64 ahead of Blake Jefferson, who he actually managed to beat in the Emerald Heat race. And now the 26 is now leading them around. He finished 2nd in that race, so yep. I guess he was just saving that speed for the main event. Then we got Jefferson 2nd. Bryce Egan working his way up to the 3rd position now. Ethan Boyd now trying to look on the inside to take 3rd back. And then we got Nathan Stapleton in 5th. Battle for 6th right now with Miguel Terra and John Hernandez. Another battle for 8th with Anakin Skywalker and Joey Maddox. And then Luke Breiskopf, who finished 1st in the Sapphire Heat race, is all the way back in 10th. Now it looks like he's trying to battle Joey Maddox for that last position as well. But Brosene continues to just keep adding to his lead, now 0.68. Man, for how fast these cars are going around this track, they do make it look easy. I mean, thanks to this package that we see here, these cars are going pretty much like sprint cars. So, they go through these corners really smoothly. They gain a lot of speed. I mean, they go like 130 on the front stretch. So, yeah. The NRX put a lot of time and dedication to make sure this package is as fast as it could possibly be. Jefferson now 0.71 seconds behind Brosene. It looks like Bryce Egan is starting to pull away from Ethan Boyd. We got a little bit, looks like Anakin Skywalker's looking on the inside for 9th. So, yeah, but a couple of these drivers, they might not be getting as many points as they really might think they were when they were coming in. But, hey, they're still getting a load of points that, at this point, 26 other drivers aren't getting tonight. They're the best that could have came out of this weekend. Right now, it is Brosette, who continues to lead him around now over 3/4. 3/4 of a second ahead of Jefferson. Then we got Egan running in 3rd. Ethan Boyd in 4th. Stapleton in 5th. It looks like everyone's sort of adjusting to the position. Hopefully trying to cut down on the laps as much as they can. But keep in mind, this is a longer race, so there might be a chance that some of these drivers might need to go in for pit stops late in the event, which might shake things up. But the 26 continues to pull away. As the top 3 right now also has the 3 fastest laps of the race. So yet the top 3 right now are the fastest. As the laps are winding down. Up, and here we go. Looks like the 8's trying to look on the inside. The 44 per position now. Yeah, but he's trying to get underneath the 44, but just can't get there. As the 26 continues to increase his lead. Last time around, it was 13.065. For Jefferson, it was 13.082. Last time, 085. And Brosette was 0.078. So he does have a faster car right now. But the question is, will it stay that way for the whole race? At this point in time, if we were still the heat races, we'd be winding down with less than 10 to go. But this is a 75-lap main event, so we still got a little bit of time left in this race. So there could be a chance that Jefferson might be able to catch up late in the event. As the 26 continues to rocket around the track. Every single lap, he keeps gaining a little bit more of a lead because he's got the faster car at this point in time. But yep, no caution at this point. As Brycekopf and Skywalker continue to battle for that last position. But for Brycekopf, I don't really think he has anything to worry about because don't forget, he has those 50 bonus points he got from winning the Sapphire heat race. So I think he's just keeping it easy and just hoping to keep that car in one piece to make it all the way back to the NRX's headquarters in Grand Rapids. As we're almost approaching 25 laps to go. Brosette continues to lead them around with relative ease. Yep, Jefferson continues to pull out slower laps than Brosette in the 26. That time, Brosette managed to gain 0.02 seconds ahead of the number 9 car. 25 laps to go. Brosette gaining another 100th of a second against Jefferson. On that last lap, he just continues to pull away. Another 100th of a second right there. Rossetti had a really fast car this weekend, but I guess he was just saving it for the main event. Save that speed, so that's why he stayed in second. And it really began to work out. Nearly a second lead ahead of the number 9. Man, these drivers are just taking it easy right now because they're getting some easy points. So, I think they're just going to go ahead and let Rossetti get this win right here. And then they're going to focus on the last couple races. Because, keep in mind, every race for the rest of this cup is going to be a heat race. Next weekend at Detroit Belle Isle, that's an XL heat race. So, there's going to be more of a chance for them to get in. But then the last races at Winston and Kalamazoo, those are also heat races. So they're going to go ahead and conserve their energy and keep their aggression for those last 3 races. As we're almost approaching 15 laps to go, the number 26 Domino's Pizza car continues to rocket around the track, now with a full second lead ahead of Blake Jefferson, as he just continues to pull away from the field. The question is this steam going to wear out soon? Because right now, yeah, that time around, Jefferson actually had a faster lap that time around. Yep, only that time around, it was still Rossetti that managed to gain that speed up a little bit. So, maybe this is sort of a strategy move that he's going to keep that lead, and Jefferson's just going to take that second place along with the 50 bonus points he earned. So, overall, Jefferson still might be getting more points this race, but Rossetti is going to get that elusive trophy and just get the prestige of winning at Berlin Raceway. Next time by, it's going to be 10 laps to go. As I guess everyone's just going to be calming down now, just hoping to keep those cars in one piece. Ten laps to go. Well, I think now 9 laps to go, but still. Blake Jefferson now 1.05 seconds behind the 26. Next time by is 5 laps to go. Three laps to go. Here we go here. The last 3 laps here, the 26 took the lead early and never looked back. 2 laps to go at Berlin Raceway. If he can just keep that car going, he's got the Berlin victory in his hands. White flag is out. Final lap around Berlin Raceway. 36 drivers had to claw their way through 2 heat races and the final event. And at the end of the day, Wade Brosene in the number 26 Domino's Pizza car wins at the Berlin Raceway. After a dominating final event. Blake Jefferson finishes second, Bryce Egan third, Ethan Boyd fourth, Stapleton fifth, Hernandez sixth, Terra seventh, Maddox eighth, Skywalker ninth, and Breichkoff rounding it out in 10th in the final event. So yep, congratulations to Brosene in the number 26 on his Berlin victory. Sure, it wasn't the most exciting race so far this year, but we did get to see the number 26 pull away and dominate the entire final event for his first win of the season and the second winner of the NRX. And then taking a look at tonight's unofficial results, we got Wade Brosene, of course, win the race. Blake Jefferson, the Emerald Heat winner, second. Bryce Egan, Ethan Boyd, Nathan Stapleton, Jean Hernandez, Miguel Terra, Joey Maddox, Ankin Skywalker, and Luke Breitzkoff, the Sapphire Heat winner, finishing in 10th. As these drivers are going to be the 10 drivers leaving Berlin Raceway with some major points. Now let's go ahead and actually take a look at said points after race number 2. Brosene won the fight, but it's Blake Jefferson who wins the night as he leaves Berlin as the new points leader, 9 points over Bryce Egan. Following the top 10, it's pretty much the same as before. Christopher Gomez, who led the points heading into Berlin, leaves 11th in points after failing to make the final event. But for pretty much everybody outside the top 10, it is not all doom and gloom, as we still have 3 more races to go before the points ends and we crown the Cup champion. And even if you still don't make the points well after that, you still have the remaining cups in the NRX. And with that being said, another race is in the books, and congratulations to Wade Brosene on winning at Berlin Raceway tonight. A secretly fast car comes out on top. Thank you guys for watching, and tune in next week for race number 3 at the Detroit Belle Isle Street Course. This is NASHawk signing off, and see you then.